Good afternoon. This is Kent with SDG Replays, and I'm going to get back to doing something that I haven't done in a while. Lately, I've been on the pocket pennant run kick. That's all I've been playing. But in doing that, playing pocket pennant run, I use PC Replay to score the games. So I decided today I'm going to give PC Replay its proper due and play a game from my 1956 season, which I'm about 34 games into. And so let's go ahead and pick up from this week. I picked out the best matchup for that week, and let's just take a look at it here on the screen. It's the 20-14 New York Giants visiting the 20-14 Milwaukee Braves. New York is just coming off a win, and the Braves coming off a loss. Just take a look at a few things. Reuben Gomez will be going to the mound for New York. He has 8 games started at a 3.56 ERA, and he's 3-2 with a 1.46 WHIP. Warren Spahn is going to the mound for the Milwaukee Braves. He's pitched in 9 starts with a 3.52 ERA and a 5-1 record with a 1.05 WHIP. You can see the leaders for each team. Look at Say Hey Willie Mays, batting .368 with 13 home runs and 9 stolen bases. Then you have Hammerin' Hank Aaron with a .324 batting average, but then you have Joe Adcock leading in home runs with 10. Aaron has kind of started slow in the home runs. He's only has 3 for the season. It's going to be a good matchup between these two teams, these 20-14 teams. I believe the top of the league is at 24-10, but we can take a look at that after the game. So for the visiting New York Giants, leading off and playing first base is Bill White. Playing shortstop and batting second is Eddie Brassoed. Batting third in right field, Don Mueller. Batting fourth in center field, Willie Mays. Batting fifth at third base, Foster Castleman. Batting sixth in left field, Dusty Rhodes. Not the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, but the batter and left fielder Dusty Rhodes. Batting seventh at second base, Darrell Spencer. Batting eighth and catching, Jim Mangan. And in the ninth spot is your pitcher, Reuben Gomez. For the home-standing Milwaukee Braves, leading off and playing second base, Danny O'Connell. Batting second at short, Johnny Logan. Batting in the third spot at third base, Eddie Matthews. Batting in the cleanup spot in right field, Hank Aaron. Batting in the fifth spot in left field, Bobby Thompson. Batting in the sixth spot, first baseman, Joe Adcock. Batting in the seventh spot, center fielder, Bill Bruton. Batting in the eighth spot, catcher, Dale Crandell. And batting in the ninth spot, your pitcher, Warren Spahn. For this game, I'm going to always play as the visiting team. So the Milwaukee settings will be all AI. And I don't like doing all the decision making. I'll let the AI do the substitutions. Yeah, that's it. That'll be it. And so let's get into the game here on Thursday, the 22nd of April, 2021. So you can see how long ago it's been since I played this. I started it out back in April of 21. So revisiting this. Let's get into the game. From Milwaukee County Stadium in Milwaukee. And I think I'm going to do the dice roller. Let me add that to our view. Let's put the dice roller on the screen. Give me just 1 second to add that. We'll be off and away. Shrink that down. Let's place it right here. To be seen. Now we're ready to play. Never mind. We're not going to do that. We're just going to let the computer do the roll. It'll be easier for us all. So coming to the plate for the New York Giants is Bill White. White on the season. He's batting .287 with 24 RBIs, so swinging a pretty good bat. As Warren Spahn goes into the windup, here is the pitch. Ball hit to first. It's going to be a check on the first baseman, Adcock. You can see a great opportunity. It's a 4 out of 6 chance for a base hit. It's Adcock makes the play. He fields the hot ground ball, takes an odd hop, but he stabs it out of the air on the short hopper. Now, number 1. And that brings up Eddie Brassoed, batting .219 with 1 RBI. Spahn into the windup and the pitch. Single into right field. He hits it into right field, drops it in front of Aaron in right field. So a 1-out single by Brassoed. That'll bring up Don Mueller. Mueller batting .349 with 17 RBIs as Warren Spahn goes into the windup. Here is the pitch. Ground ball to first. It was a force at second as Adcock fired it over to Logan, the shortstop, for the 1-6 putout. Excuse me, not 1-6, 3-6 putout. First baseman is 1. For out number 2, that'll bring up Willie Mays, the hot-hitting Willie Mays. Look at those numbers. 49 hits, 13 home runs, 34 RBIs, on a .368 batting average. He's almost walked as much as he's struck out 12 times, but it's walked 10. So Spahn's going to have to be careful with Willie Mays. He's hitting hot. Here's the pitch to Mays. And he singles into right field, continues the hot hitting as Willie Mays hits a rope into right field. Aaron up with it quickly, fires it in, but not before Mueller is moved over to second. That'll bring up Foster Castleman. Castleman batting .204 with 7 RBIs. And here is the pitch from Spahn. Line drive towards the gap in outfield, but the outfielder races to make the catch. It's a fly out to left field as Bobby Thompson makes the play for out number 3. That's two are left on. on 2 hits, but no runs as we go to the bottom of the first with Reuben Gomez on the mound and Danny O'Connell stepping to the plate. O'Connell's batting .323 with 10 RBIs. The righty matchup. Here's the pitch from Gomez. Ground out to second. Spencer up with it. Over to first. 4-3 put out for out number 1. That brings up Johnny Logan. Logan batting .261 with 16 RBIs with 3 home runs. Gomez into the windup and the pitch. Hit lifted into right field. Mueller settles underneath it for out number 2. That'll bring up Eddie Matthews, batting .269 with 24 RBIs and 9 home runs. He's swinging a pretty hot bat. Eddie Matthews steps in. Gomez with the pitch. And he hits a sharp line drive to Brassoed at short. Makes the play for the L6 putout. 3 up and 3 down. And we go to the second scoreless here at County Stadium in Milwaukee as the not-so-American dream steps to the plate. Dusty Rhodes batting .190 with 6 RBIs. Lefty-on-lefty matchup. Spahn into the windup and the pitch. Ground ball to third. Matthews up with it. Fires it over to Adcock at first for out number 1. That'll bring up Darryl Spencer, batting .226 with 14 RBIs and 4 home runs. Spahn toes the rubber into the stretch and the pitch. Deep fly ball left field. Thompson underneath it for the F7 put out. And out number 2. And that'll bring up Jim Mangan. Has yet to make it into the game. Boy, that looks like an old picture of Jim there. This will be his first plate appearance. So here is the pitch from Spahn. Be a rare play check. Dribbler to the mound. Spahn up with it. Should be able to get Mangan. And he does. So he fires over to first for the 1-3 put out. And out number 3. Now we go to the bottom of the second. Still scoreless here in Milwaukee. And Hank Aaron stepping to the plate. Aaron batting .324 with 19 RBIs and 3 home runs. Here's the pitch to Aaron. Another rare play check. Again, a dribbler to the mound. This time, Aaron, with better speed, has a good chance to beat this one out. And he does not. Anything below 4, and he would have been safe, but roll of 6. And they get him by a step for out number 1. That'll bring up Bobby Thompson. Thompson batting .258, 21 RBIs and 5 home runs. Reuben Gomez with the pitch. Ball hit to third. Castleman up with it. Over to first for the 5-3 put out as White squeezes it for out number 2. I'll bring up Joe Adcock. Now look at Joe Adcock's numbers. He is batting .301 with 27 RBIs and 10 home runs so far in this season. quite the bat he's swinging as Gomez goes into windup and the pitch. It's an infield single as he beats out the slow roller, and we have a runner on now with 2 outs, and Adcock on first. And we're going to have a base action check. And it's a possible balk. Probably not going to be unless it's a roll of 6. And it is. And Gomez balks. Had 1 chance for a balk, and it hit on that 6. So Adcock's moved down to scoring position now on the balk from Gomez as Bill Bruton steps to the plate, batting the Mendoza line at 200 and with the 9 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Bruton. It's hit to second. Tosses it over to White at first for out number 3, and a runner is left on as we go to the third now. Tied. Are you tied when it's 0-0? Or are you tied when it's 1-1? Right now it's just scoreless. Reuben Gomez stepping to the plate. Man, let's just lay down a bunt. See if we can get a bunt for a hit. Gomez is just going to bunt it. And all that red on there, not a likelihood he's going to get on. Look at all that red. And he pops it up and out. 4 out, number 1. Now we had to try it. Now to bring up Bill White, who grounded out to first. His first time up is Warren Spahn with the pitch. This is hit to first. Possible error. There will be an error check on Adcock. That 52 is pretty high, so he's a pretty good fielding first baseman, and he makes the play. Steps on the bag with the 3 unassisted. Now to bring Eddie Brassoed back to the plate. Singled his first time up. Spahn toeing the rubber with the pitch. Ballpark effect. Good chance for a hit. It's a tapper to the pitcher, so he didn't get any of it as the ballpark effect took away any kind of hit for him with that roll of 1 as Spahn just tosses it over to Adcock. Now bring up Dale Crandell, batting 197 with 12 RBIs, 3 home runs. Gomez with the pitch. Hit to second. Possible infield single with the roll of the blue die. And it is, as Crandell beats out the throw from Spencer, as was I spit it out, a slow roller to second. Crandell safely on. As Warren Spahn steps up. Spahn digging in as Gomez goes into his windup. And he strikes him out. Warren Spahn down swinging. 1 out. Danny O'Connell stepping up, grounded out to second his first time up. Here's the pitch from Gomez. Ballpark effect once again. And it's a fly ball into right field. Mueller underneath it for out number 2. Then bring up Johnny Logan. It flew out to right field his first time up. Crandell will be running on contact. Here's the pitch. Hit to second. Possible error on Spencer. His 43 is a little lower. He's not quite the stellar second baseman, but the role of 34, he makes the play over to first for the 4-3 put out, and out number 3. Now we go to the 4th with our game still scoreless, and Don Mueller stepping to the plate, grounded out to first, his first time up. Warren Spahn into the windup. Ground ball to Adcock. Adcock tosses it to Spahn, covering the bag for the 3-1 put out. And out number 1. That'll bring Willie Mays back up to the plate. Singled his first time up. Warren Spahn to the belt. Into the windup and the pitch. And another single by Mays into left field. 2 for 2 for Willie Mays as he's swinging the bat well here early. And Mays is going to look to steal on Crandall. Spahn into the windup. Mays breaks for second. And safely in as he slides under the tag by the second baseman. And with 1 out, runner in scoring position. And Foster Castleman stepping to the plate. Castleman flew out to left field his last time up. Can he move Mays over? Spahn hopes not as he goes into his windup and the pitch. Hit to third, possible error on Eddie Matthews. And look at that terrible number for Matthews. And it is an error, but barely, a roll of 15. So it's going to be an E5 on Matthews. Allows Castleman on and Mays on third. So runners on the corner with 1 out. And Spahn having some difficulties. Can he pitch his way out of it as Dusty Rhodes steps to the plate? Rhodes batting 186, so not swinging a pretty hot bat. So maybe Spahn can get out of this mess. Infield halfway in, double play depth. Here is the pitch. There's a fly out to right field. Hank Aaron must not have been hit deep enough because Mays stays on third. Will not test the arm of Aaron. As now Darrell Spencer comes to the plate. Flew out the left field his last time up. Warren Spahn looking to bear down, get out of this situation. Here is the pitch. And it's a double into center field. Spahn gripping the ball too much. Allowed Spencer to lace one into the wall in center field. Bruton's up with it. Well, the third base coach send him. He will, and he is safe easily. So now we have a 2-0 game here in Milwaukee. As New York now leads 2-0. And Jim Mangan stepping to the plate. Here is the pitch. And he lifts a short fly ball into right field. Aaron underneath it easily for out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the 4th, but not after 2 runs come across for the New York Giants. Then I'll bring up Eddie Matthews. Matthews lined out to short his first time up. Reuben Gomez pitching well. On a 2-hitter so far. Here's the pitch. Possible error on Spencer as it's hit sharply to second. Takes an odd hop. Spencer plays it easily. Fires it over to White for the 4-3 put out. And out number 1. Now bring Hank Aaron, who hit a nubber to the pitcher the first time up. Wants to get a little better contact this time as Gomez handcuffed him the last time. Here is the pitch. And bam, Hank Aaron took that offering and put it over the left field wall for a 2-1 game now as Hammer and Hank Aaron parked it in the parking lot. Hank Aaron. So now it's a 2-1 game with 1 out, and Bobby Thompson coming to the plate. Grounded out to third his first time up. Here's the pitch from Gomez. Hit to second. Spencer up with it over to first for the 4-3 put out. They bring up Joe Adcock, who singled his first time up. The hot hitting Adcock as Gomez into the stretch and the pitch. He fouled it out to the second baseman, who played it right outside of the right field line for out number 3. And we go to the 5th with the score of our game: New York 2, Milwaukee 1. And Reuben Gomez stepping to the plate. This time, instead of trying to bunt, he's going to swing away. Here's the pitch to Gomez. Spahn delivers. Hit to third. It's going to be a close play at first as Gomez is giving it all he's got, running as hard as he can. And he's out by half a step as Adcock goes into the stretch and makes the play for out number 1. That'll bring up Bill White. 0 for 2 on the day is White. Spahn with the pitch. Again, a ballpark effect. And it's a dribbler to the catcher. Gets up, sidesteps, fires it down to first for out number 2. That'll bring up Eddie Brassoed. 1 for 2 on the day as he steps in. Spahn into the windup. Here is the pitch. Ground ball to second. O'Connell up with it. Over to Adcock for the 4-3 put out. And out number 3. Now we go to the bottom of the 5th. Still New York leading 2-1. And Bill Bruton stepping to the plate. Bruton grounded out to second his first time up as Gomez, pitching well, looks to continue. Here's the pitch. Getting a ballpark effect. Dribbler to the catcher. Mangan up with it. Fires it down to White at first for the 2-3 put out. And out number 1. I bring Dale Crandell to the plate. Crandell singled his last time up as Gomez toes the rubber. Here is the pitch. Grounds it to short. Brassoed up with it. Fires it over to first for the 6-3 put out. And out number 2. That brings up Warren Spahn. Spahn will be swinging away. Gomez with the pitch. Hits it to short. Possible infield single as it's a slow roller to short. Can Brassoed get Spahn as he's racing down the base pass? He cannot. Spahn beats out the throw by half a step as Brassoed could not get to it. And so with 2 outs, a runner on, Danny O'Connell stepping to the plate. Reuben Gomez into the stretch. And he strikes him out. I think it's the first strikeout we've had of this game as O'Connell goes down swinging and 1 left on. And we go now to the 6. New York 2, Milwaukee 1. And Don Mueller stepping to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day as Warren Spahn looks to keep the lead to 1. Here's the pitch. Pops him up. O'Connell settles underneath it easily for out number 1. Now to bring up Willie Mays. Willie Mays is 2 for 2 on the day. Singled both times, so swinging a hot bat. Batting average up to 378. Here is the pitch. And this time he lifts a high fly ball into center field, but Bruton underneath it easily for out number 2 on the F8 putout. I'll bring up Foster Castleman. Reached on an error his last time up. Here's the pitch to Castleman. He singles into left field. He rips one past, excuse me, Matthews at third. He can't make the play, so it gets to Thompson in left field. So that's a 2-out single by Foster Castleman. I'll bring up Dusty Rhodes. 0 for 2 on the day. And the pitch from Spahn. And he struck him out as Dusty Rhodes went down swinging. He ain't the dream. So we go to the bottom of the 6th now, still 2-1 New York, as Johnny Logan steps up for Milwaukee. 0 for 2 on the day, batting .257. Here's the pitch from Gomez. Hit to third. Up with it is Castleman. Fires it over to first for out number 1 on the 5-3 putout. That brings up Eddie Matthews. Matthews not having a stellar day. He's 0 for 2 from the plate. And an error in the field. Here's the pitch to Matthews. Reuben Gomez bearing down. And he walks him. Matthews with a good eye lets that 4th pitch go by as Gomez tried to paint the corners but was a little outside. And Matthews trots down to first. That bring Hank Aaron back up to the plate. Homered his last time up, accounting for the only run for Milwaukee. His 4th home run of the season. Here's the pitch from Gomez, trying to be careful with Aaron. Infield in halfway for double play. And he walks Aaron. So Gomez is getting a little wild here in the 6th. With 1 out, runners on first and second. And Bobby Thompson coming to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day. And here's the pitch from Gomez. Pops him up to first base. That's a play he wanted. It will not allow any runner to advance on the pop-up as White makes the play. So now with 2 outs, strategy changes. Infield is now at regular depth just to make the play and get out of the inning. Here's the pitch from Gomez as Adcock steps in. And Adcock's continued his hot hitting as he singles into left field, driving in a run. And we're now tied 2-2 and runners on the corner as Joe Adcock drives in another RBI as he continues his hot hitting. And that will be the end of the day. And now we have a new pitcher, Steve Ridzick, stepping in. Ridzick has a 2.70 ERA. He's got a 2-0 win-loss record with a 1.5 whip. So Ridzick steps in against Bruton. Righty on lefty matchup. Favors the Giants as Bruton steps in. Here is the pitch. And he lifts a fly ball into left field, and Ridzick comes in and gets the job done as Rhodes makes the easy can of corn Del Monte play in left field for out number 3. But not after a run comes across on the RBI scoring single. So it's 2-2 now here in the top of the 7th. Warren Spahn still on the mound as Darryl Spencer comes up. Spencer doubled his last time up. Here's a pitch to Spencer. And he strikes him out as he goes down swinging. Spencer takes the walk of shame back to the dugout, wagging his head to and fro. It's a second strikeout for Spahn as Jim Mangan steps up 0 for 2 on the day. Here is the pitch. And he strikes him out. Spahn seems to get his strikeout ball going here in the latter innings, as that's the 3rd strikeout he's recorded. That'll ring up Steve Ridzick. I did let them do the substitutions. I probably would pull Ridzick right now, but letting the computer do it. I think I'm going to change that. All right, I'm going to bring in a righty to pinch hit. Bring Ozzie Virgil in to pitch hit for Ridzick, who come in and got the job done. But we want to try to get some runs across here. As Warren Spahn into the windup. Virgil steps in. Here is the pitch. Hit to second. Over to first for out number 3. And Virgil did not get it done. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, Take Me Out to the Ball Game is played, and I need a new pitcher. And let's bring in a righty. Bring in Marv Grissom. Has 2 saves on the season. He's pitched 17 2/3 innings, allowed 16 hits and 3 home runs with a 3.06 ERA and a 1.08 whip. Del Crandell, 1 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch to Crandell as Marv Grissom got his warm-up pitches in. Now his delivery. Hit to short. Brassoed over with it over to first. 6-3 put out for out number 1. And that brings up Warren Spahn. Spahn singled his last time up. We'll just let him swing away. He's batting .344, but he's in 32 at bat, so he's swinging the ball pretty well. The bat, excuse me. Here's the pitch to Spahn. And he pops him up to second base. Spencer underneath it easily as Spahn puts that one into the stratosphere, but it comes down after a long awaited time. That'll bring Danny O'Connell back to the plate. Connell on the day is hitless. Struck out his last time up as Grissom into the windup and the pitch. Deep fly ball left field. Dusty, not the American Dream Rhodes. Easy play. Del Monte can of corn. Can of corn. Route number 3. We go to the 8th with our score still knotted 2-2, and Warren Spahn still on the mound as Bill White steps up. 0 for 3 on the day. Spahn into the windup and the pitch. Rare play check. And again, it's a dribbler to the mound. White speeding down the base pass. And he is safe as he beats out the throw from Spahn. The speedy White makes it down for a leadoff single. Now bring Eddie Brassoed to the plate. 1 for 3 on the day. As White takes a slight lead off the bag. Infield halfway, double play depth. Here is the pitch. It's 2 balls now. As they'll get another chance to swing away. Crandall gives the signal. Spahn agrees with a nod of his head and with the pitch. Deep fly ball into right field, but not deep enough as Aaron fields it. Glances at White, challenging him, said, "Go ahead, run." But White does not take the bait. So with 1 out, White on first. Infield still in double play depth as Don Mueller steps to the plate, hitless on the day. Warren Spahn toes the rubber into the stretch and the pitch. And a single into center field, but Bruton's up with it quickly, holds White at second. It's a good play by Bruton in center field to hold the runner at second, but that will bring Willie Mays up, who is 2 for 3 on the day. And it's the one man Warren Spahn probably didn't want to see with 2 men on, but he'll just bear down. And this is what toughness is made of, as Spahn goes into the windup and the pitch. And he strikes him out. He does what he needed to do. He strikes out Willie Mays as Mays goes down a hacking. That'll bring up Foster Castleman, who singled his last time up. So we got 2 outs. Runners on first and second. And our score still 2-2 here in the 8th. Here is the pitch from Spahn. It's a single to center field, and we are tied no more, as that was an RBI scoring as Castleman goes all the way to second. And that brings up Dusty Rhodes as New York now leads 3-2 over Milwaukee. And Dusty Rhodes coming to the plate. Struck out his last time up. 2 outs. Runners on second and third. New York Giants 3. Milwaukee Braves 2. Warren Spahn into the stretch and the pitch. And he struck him out to end the inning and to end any other chance of rallies. But they do take a 3-2 lead going into the bottom of the 8th. And Marv Grissom on the mound as Johnny Logan steps up, hitless on the day. And here's the pitch to Logan. And he struck him out. Out. And bring up Eddie Matthews. Eddie Matthews reached on a walk his last time up. Grissom into the windup and the pitch. And he singles into left field. Matthews hits a liner into left field, bounces in front of Rhodes. Rhodes fires it in, holding Matthews to first. That'll bring Hank Aaron back to the plate. Homered once today and walked and grounded out. Here's the pitch to Hammer and Hank. Oh no, Eddie Matthews breaks for second. And Mangan fires down, and Matthews dives back. And they hold him on first. As Hank Aaron calls timeout, steps out of the batter's box. Stretches, steps back in, and here comes the pitch from Grissom. It's hit to second. Second to first. It's a 4-6-3 inning, soul-crushing, hope-dashing double play. So we go to the ninth. We're in the top of the ninth. New York up 3-2. This is the last inning chance for Milwaukee. Can Spahn keep him off the base pass to give his team a chance? Darryl Spencer steps up, struck out his last time. Spahn into the windup and the pitch. Another ballpark effect. Hasn't worked out too well for Milwaukee. Does this time, though, as Aaron makes the play as he ranges back to the warning track and makes the play for out number one. That'll bring up Jim Mangan. Mangan hitless on the day. Struck out his last time up as Spahn with the pitch. And he strikes him out. Mangan goes down swinging again as Warren Spahn wants to give himself any kind of chance of winning this game. It brings up Marv Grissom. And we're going to pitch hit for Grissom. And we'll bring in Alvin Dark to pinch hit. So it's a lefty-righty matchup. Dark batting .214, 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. It's Warren Spahn into the stretch and the pitch. And he has left it up, and Dark turns on it and hits it into center field off the wall. Played well off the wall as Bruton fires it back in and holds Dark on first, but it's Warren Spahn into his windup. Dark breaks for second, but he's held on by Spahn and Crandall. So Bill White stepping to the plate, singled his last time up. 1 for 3 on the day, or 1 for 4, excuse me. Here's the pitch to White. And he lifts a fly ball into right field. Hank Aaron settles underneath it for out number 3. So we go to the bottom of the ninth with a 3-2 game and needing a new pitcher now as we have a series of righties. Bring another right-hander in. And we'll bring in Hoyt Wilhelm to close this thing out. Bobby Thompson steps up, hitless on the day. Thompson swinging away. And the pitch. No, they decide to bring Covington in for a lefty-righty matchup. So Wilhelm will be pitching to Covington now, batting .281. Here's the pitch to Covington. And it will be a ballpark effect. And it's lifted into left field. Dusty Rhodes makes the play for the F7 put out and out number 1. Now bring up Joe Adcock. Adcock's 2 for 3 on the day as he's batting .310 with an RBI. Here is the pitch. Deep fly ball left field as Dusty Rhodes is getting some action here in the ninth as he makes the play. And Milwaukee is down to their last out here at home. as Bill Bruton steps in, batting 195. See if we can pinch hit see if we can get somebody in better, a lefty better than Bruton. Oh yeah, I'm not managing Milwaukee. I'm managing New York. I was trying to help them out. My team's actually winning. Bill Bruton digs in. Here's a pitch from Wilhelm. And he struck him out to end the game. Hoyt Wilhelm comes in and pitches well to close out this game. And that is our game here from County Stadium in Milwaukee. Marv Grissom takes the win. Warren Spahn will take the loss at 5-2. Hoyt Wilhelm with the save. And Foster Castleman is your MVP. Let's take a look at the box score. Why was Castleman given the MVP? Let's just take a look at his line. Castleman, 2 for 4 on the day with an RBI. Not anything overly special, but he did get the RBI at the most important time. And so you see only 9 hits, only 15 total hits allowed in the game and 5 runs. Not a high-scoring affair. Let's take a look at the pitchers. Warren Spahn did not pitch poorly. He pitched 9 innings. He did allow 9 hits and 3 runs, but only 1 of them earned. 6 strikeouts. He walked no one and faced 37 batters. On the New York side, Reuben Gomez pitched 5 2/3, 5 hits. He allowed 2 runs, both of them earned. He struck out 2 and walked 2, and allowed a home run. Then you had Ridzick come in, and he pitched that, closed out that 5th inning, and allowed just 1 batter faced. Then Grissom come in, who got the win, came in and pitched 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, and struck out 1 of the 6 batters he faced. So he come in and shut them down. And then Wilhelm come in and closed it out, striking out 1 of the 3 batters he faced. So that's our game for today from County Stadium. And that will conclude what I'm going to be recording and streaming right now, as I've enjoyed some PC replay baseball.